Hey, what is up, my dudes? This is Mario. Today I want to talk about something that happened in my car. So I alluded to some weird situations that had happened before in my car, and I guess this is the day that I'm going to talk about it. So it was just a regular day at work. I got there, started doing my WOIC. I ended up getting a little hungry by the time lunch came out, I went out, I got something to eat through a drive-thru. The route that I took back was a little bit weird just because I'd never taken it this way. I was like, I'm going to do a U-turn over here. It was, nice and got me back to work on time. Everything was normal, nothing out of the ordinary yet. All of a sudden, on the loudspeaker at work, I just hear something that says, will the owner of a white Nissan Maxima please come to the front of the store? Oh shit, I got one of those. There was somebody else at work that had a Nissan Maxima that was white that I accidentally sometimes thought it was my car. So I tried to go into their car a couple of times. So I go up to the front of the store. They have a picture. They're like, is this your car? Yeah, that's my license plate. What's up? We don't know how to tell you this, but basically your car is covered in bees right now. How? What the hell? Yeah, so they're trying to play prank on me and be like, well, no, the car had bees on it, but the prank was, hey, you're gonna have to pay for this shit out of pocket. Okay, well, back then I had 2 jobs, so I had some extra cash just because I was working so much. I thought, well, I guess this is why I have the extra money, something was gonna come up. This is what I was supposed to spend it on, I always have that emergency bee money. When I was like, fine, like, how much is it gonna be to get these bees off of my car? We talked it over with, like, the pest control. I don't know if it's pest control or like, I don't know if it was like some dude who just like takes bees from where they're not supposed to be, but they're like, yeah, it'll be like around $300. Shit, man. I was about to pull my wallet out, then they're like, no, we're just kidding. Like, you don't have to pay for any of it because it's at work. We'll pay for everything. They've got a couple of things to tell you. I ended up going out, spoke to the guy, and he's all like, we're getting rid of most of the bees, but there may be some that are stuck like inside of the engine, underneath the hood. Basically just drive very safely home. Don't drive with the windows up. Make sure you drive home with the windows down. Just don't freak out if when you're driving a bee comes out of like the exhaust for the air conditioning. Like, just be chill. It'll probably just fly out. But yeah, like, how long is it for your drive home? Oh, 15, 20 minutes. That should be enough time to get them all out of the car. They showed me a picture. I don't have it because, it was in their phone or whatever. I should have asked for it, but this car was covered in bees. Like, seriously, the entire front hood was nothing but bees just swarming around. By the time I got there, they were still there mostly, but they're like, yeah, it's gonna be like, a couple of minutes before we can get them all off. They were like trying to like capture them in like a bucket or something. I don't know if they're gonna like release them somewhere, take them to like a bee farm or something. Yeah, this shit was just covered in bees, man. Like, I just had a bee hood, They ended up asking me a couple of questions. They're like, did you go anywhere? Did you notice any bees behind you while you were driving? We ended up figuring out that I guess there was a spot, the place that I never normally drive to had like a beehive. And I guess, I don't know why the queen came out of the beehive and landed on my car hood and then I guess died there. I just drove it back to work. It wasn't like that far. It was like maybe about half a mile from my work. When I got out of the car, just went to work, nothing had happened so far. So while I was working, like for about an hour, a shit ton of bees just ended up flying to where the queen died. I guess like probably pheromones or something, but yeah, like they just chilled in my car hood. I just remember driving and I was like, holy shit, like I'm always kind of afraid of like sneezing while driving because you gotta close your eyes unless you're some of those people that like can sneeze without their eyes being closed. I was like, shit, dude, like what if I have to sneeze and then like a bee goes inside my mouth or some shit? God, this is like the worst thing ever, man. Nothing ended up happening. The bees all just flew away as I was going on the freeway. Like what was left of them, there was only a couple of them. And yeah, that's all that happened with the cars and the bees. Another weird story that happened to me where it involved a swarm of insects. I used to live in an apartment a couple of years ago and it wasn't like dirty or anything. It wasn't like swarming with like bugs or insects or anything. It was like not too bad. But so this one time I was playing Overwatch and I was like, what the hell? Why does my hand tingle? Like I was playing with the mouse and all of a sudden I see that there's a bunch of ants on my hand and I was like, what the hell? So I just like smack them off and I'm like, okay, well, whatever, they're gone. They're not on my hand anymore. And every couple of minutes I would be like, why are there still ants on my hand? Like, where are they coming from? So I started like picking up the mouse and like looking around it, and I saw that they were coming from the battery compartment. So I opened up the mouse, took off the battery cover. There was so many fucking ants just swarming inside of the actual mouse, and there was like a little hole inside the battery compartment where you're supposed to put like the nano receiver for the USB thing. So they were all inside the body of the mouse. I looked it up, and apparently they go to warm spots. I guess what happened is they just found this mouse and were like, oh shit, it's warm inside, let's all jump in. I started freaking out because I was like, as soon as I like hit it to try and knock them out, it got covered in ants. It just like started swarming all out. So the freakiest part was that after I like bumped the mouse, I guess like all of them were like, oh man, it's time to go. Like, they found us, you know? They were like carrying all the larvae, all the like the little white babies. Like they were carrying them out of the mouse like, shit, we gotta go somewhere else, man. And it was just so freaking weird because like, I'm not even kidding, there was like at least 200 or 300 ants inside of this mouse, and it just seemed like it was not ending. I was like, how is this even possible? My roommate, because I'm afraid of insects, not related to the bees or the ants that I just saw, like I was not afraid of insects as a kid. When I started playing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, there's a boss named Queen Goma, and it's a big ass spider. So this low ass polygon spider is the one that made me start fearing any kind of like weird creatures and insects and shit like that. My roommate saw that I was freaking out when the ants were coming out, and first of all, they were like, why are there ants all over your head? And why are they coming out of the mouse? I have no idea. If I knew why they're there, I would have stopped them from being there a while ago. Yeah, they just ended up like beating the shit out of this mouse and just like making sure every single ant got the hell out. I ended up like remembering that I had a warranty. I was like, oh shit, man, no, I ain't leaving with no weird ant mouse. I'm gonna go. And I was kind of afraid that like they would resell it, you know, like as a refurbished product. What if this infests this local store with nothing but ants and all the electronics? Like, this is gonna be weird. Can they trace it back to me? Or what if I like send it to a factory and then like the whole factory gets full of ants? But whatever, I was like, you know, not my ants, not my problem. So I ended up just switching it out for a new one. I don't know why insects just follow me like that, man. That's like the worst thing, dude. Like, I'm afraid of insects now, and fucking bees are just dying on my car, bringing a whole swarm. Ants are just chilling in my mouse, like just like it's something to do. Like, hey, let's just go live inside this guy's mouse, you know? I don't know, man. Ants and bees are weird. Hopefully that's the last time I get swarmed by insects. I don't know why, I just feel like it's not gonna be the last time. But yeah, anyway, tell me any weird stories where you had like an infestation of something. Actually, don't tell me any of that shit, because I'm kind of afraid of it. So yeah, keep it to yourself, please. But hey, tell me how cool I am in the comments for being able to, actually I didn't really fight them off or anything, and my roommate had to basically protect me from the ants. So just, you know, tell me you have a good day in the comments. You know, that's all I want. Peace.